Hi, my name is Lara Odejadeyemi. I'm a student at the University of Suffolk, studying Managing Innovation and Information Technology. As part of my module, I need to identify a problem and provide a solution to that problem. So if you don't mind, guys, join me as I go through my slides, and if you have any comments, you can give after the presentation. Yes, the problem is about the crowd being experienced at the Enrollment Center for National Identification Number in Nigeria. And this is a big problem because its effect is becoming a thing of concern. This crowd is putting much pressure on the staff and making them to overwork every day, and also is putting the life of our applicants in danger because most of the applicants leave their home as early as 2 in the morning in order to get to the registration center and avoid the crowd problem. And also it's making the process of registration to become cumbersome, which means things are being done uncoordinated, and this crowd also is aiding corruption, as most applicants always want to bribe in order to have their way in to the registration center. Lastly, it's really slowing down the process of populating the national database. The next slide is talking about the background to the problem. National Identity Management Commission was established by government, and they are established to create and maintain the Nigerian National Database System, and this commission was established in 2007. And as we all know, Nigeria was estimated to be having over 200 million people as population, and the commission is having less than 1,000 enrollment centers across the country, with the expectation of using this to enroll over 200 million people. And as at 2015, according to statistics, the commission was able to enroll only 7 million, and this made the commission to partner with Central Bank of Nigeria, and which later gave the banking sector customer database to the commission, and commission integrated it into the national database, which pushed the enrollment figure to be around 36 million. And looking at this 36 million is still less than 16% of the total estimated population. Another thing you must take from the background to this study is that averagely 300 applicants visit enrollment center for capturing every day. That's the normal they always have averagely. And lastly, 1 in 50 Nigerians is being faced with a challenge or issue that requires them to go and register for national identification number. And this is why we are having the surge, we're having the crowd we're having at enrollment centers. And the next slide is talking about the pictorial evidence, and I have 3 pictures here. The first one is actually a video, and that's why I put the link to that video on the slide, so that if you check it and you can see the summary of the problem people are facing just to get registered and the crowd we are talking about. The second picture is the picture of huge crowd at an Abuja center, and the third one is kids struggling at Lagos Registration Center. This research is actually based on primary and secondary data, and the primary data were gathered from the experience I've had working with the commission since 2013 till date, and as well a call interview I put through to my colleagues in trying to get the status of the centers as we speak. And it will shock you that the story about our enrollment centers are still same, and the secondary data were sourced from online, and this you can verify if you want to. And now to the innovative solution I'm giving. I call it mobile center, and this is expected to bring a paradigm shift from the usual 4-wall enrollment center for the commission to a more open and easy access registration without compromising the standard. And this intends to take away the crowd that the commission is being challenged with now from the centers, and take the process of registration to people where they are. And end product for this innovation, it's going to be a tablet device that has the web application I'm going to design, I'm trying to develop in it. And this web app with the device can be used online and offline. And the web app is going to have two major parts: the biometric part that we use to take the applicant's fingerprint, picture and signature, and the data pages that we are going to use to take the applicant's informations. And also the product is expected to be used by the officers of the commission, in which they will have to deliver a seamless process of registration anywhere, any day through this product I'm going to dish out to them, rather than having people besieging the enrollment center. We will now have staff taking these devices to communities, schools and any other places that requires registration, and we won't have enrollment center flooded by the people any longer. And the market opportunity for this device or solution is as against the usual applicant that needs coming to the forward center of enrollment, and this mobile center will take enrollment process to people, and it's going to erase the stress of managing the usual crowd of the commission. And if the commission is having a less than 1,000 centers to register people, having thousands of this mobile center will ease the process of registration and populating the national database by the commission. So the next slide is talking about the proposed income generation. Actually, I did not make this in order to make business, but for royalty, I will still be expecting something from the commission, because I'm planning to have a patent on the innovation, and where the commission will be required to be paying some amount of money yearly to me as a developer of that web they are using. Meanwhile, I need to point something clear. The commission will be responsible for acquisition of the tablet devices to be used. All we need to do is just to install the web app that we develop into those tablet devices, and commission will be paying for the usage of that web app solution we are giving to them. And stakeholders to this are government, National Identity Management Commission and citizens, even myself that is developing this. And then this next slide is talking about the application usage workflow. So the user, after the login, will have access to biodata and biometric pages, and the biodata pages has in it name details page, address, birth details page, then origin and physical feature details page, then other details page that has in it level of education, religion, marital status and other stuff. Then next is the parent or guardian detail page, and the next of kin details page, which will end the biodata pages. And then the user can now go to the next set of pages, which is called biometric, and this one has left four fingers page, fingerprint, and then right fingerprint page, then two thumbs fingerprint page, then we have picture page where we can take the picture, then the signature page. And after this, all this have been done, if the person is working at a place that has an internet facilities, then the device will automatically send the data to the commission's database. And if peradventure the person is working at a place where there's no internet, then the device will automatically save it, and when the user gets to where there's internet, then the job could be sent to the commission's database. This page explained the previous page. And the next slide is application feature. It has in it secured VPN, user accessibility level, IP location tracker, user login, enrollment pages and enrollment log page. This one is used to know the number of enrollments being done on the device each day. And technology used are JavaScript, HTML, PHP, CSS and tablet devices. And reason for this solution is I know the commission may be thinking of opening more enrollment centers in order to decongest the present centers they are having. I know this is a good one to do, but taking up my solution will make the commission to cut costs, because opening new centers will increase the overhead expenses of the commission, and this is due to rent, salary, and running expenses. So, but if they take the opportunity of my solution, all this one will be taken away. Also, the cost of opening and managing an enrollment center, if the commission is opening one, the cost of doing one enrollment center, opening a new enrollment center, will acquire 3 of my solutions. And which means if the commission is thinking of opening 1,000 enrollment center, it simply means with the same amount of money, they can use it to acquire 3,000 of my solution. And this the implication to this is that it means the commission is now having 3,000 enrollment center, and adding to the number of enrollment center they have now, the commission can easily say they have close to 4,000 enrollment center. So it's an opportunity for the commission to try as much as possible to speed up the population of the national database, and also to ease the process of registering people. And another reason for the commission to take this opportunity is that the app that was developed, or that has been developed, was done based on the software being used by their staff already on all-in-one computers. So this is just a similar application of software to what the staff are used to. So this is now taking off the fear of the software being new to the enrollers that will use the application. No. And hence the communication between the NIMC backend and the application is secured with a VPN. So on the implementation, I have this slide because I want to let you know that there's a planned proposal to the commission on this innovation, and with the hope of having a pilot test in the Federal Capital Abuja Center and Lagos Center as well. And this is expected to be distributed to 774 local government offices based on the population of each local government, if this scaled through the pilot stage. And the future improvement, this will only come from the improvements being required by the agency. So the more improvements they are making on the number of, or the kind of data they are getting from the people, the more we'll try to improve on this web app. And also the communication between the app and the back end of the commission can always be improved upon based on the development that is being seen in the technology world. So this one is still in check too. And also this same device can also be converted by the commission later on to what they can use as verification device, and where they can give this to required institutions like police, immigration, embassies, to have on-spot verification of citizen that is coming to them for one transaction or the other. So this device will not end up being a wastage or something not useful to the commission after they completed the registration of people. So the next page is reference, and you can go through the reference and get more information about this, the information I used for this presentation. So thank you.